STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel.
Champions.
I will have you all know that we are living through a robbery.
Oh,
Okay.
say what?
I'm being robbed as we speak. You're being robbed as we speak. Double O, you're being robbed as we speak. But what are we going to do about it?
Can you do anything about it?
Can you do anything about it? That is a very good question.
Yeah.
Right. Well, today we're going to be taking a look at, first of all, what do we mean by we're living through a robbery? We would just like to revisit, right, and just the light analysis on the status quo. And then, of course, we're going to be really looking at how all of this really comes down to the same thing, and that is maintaining control of value, maintaining control of people through their value, right? And of course, how can you protect yourself from this value theft, if you will? Because that's the robbery which we're living through right now.
Yep. How do you make sure that your value
Exactly.
is still there
It's still there.
a year
right?
from now?
Hey, you might wake up tomorrow and all of a sudden you cannot even buy $20 of gas to make it to work.
It's happening in Nigeria right now.
Exactly.
Facts.
How did we get there? Now, on Twitter, there was actually like this thread which came from,
Rajat Sunny,
I think it's that's Rajat Sunny.
one of the experts in the industry.
We like to use well put together information
Subject matter experts.
from some of the subject matter experts in the space.
Mm.
Especially, we like to use it when it actually works, like actually comes up on the screen when we're trying to show it to you. So just give us a second here. Let me pull this up here. But Rajat definitely touches on a lot of points that we have spoken about previously on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that these are very important points because these elements are all the things that are moving. There's many moving parts in what we call the economy.
The economy, the financial system, the
Yes.
wealth knowledge system. Everybody is trying to, start it from the bottom now with here situation.
Exactly.
But you have to educate yourself. The school system will not teach you.
Yeah.
So you got to go out there, either get a mentor, read a book, watch a video, follow a channel like ours, if you're not following us already, and educate yourself.
Just one moment. You should definitely follow a channel like ours, ladies and gentlemen. We definitely want to be able to reach more people. But we need your help to do that.
Yep.
Please share the videos. We want you to watch them. Please like them. And of course, comment down below. This way we can punch back at the algorithm. That seems like a monumental mountain.
Get us out of that second page of Google.
Listen, okay? Ladies and gentlemen in the comments, we know that you are the champions. So please, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff.
Be a champion.
Yes. Really means a lot to us. Move on, Double O.
Yes. So like we were saying, right?
Right.
We are getting stolen from every day. We literally live in a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
But for you to move up the ladder, you must understand how the Ponzi scheme works.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about here today.
Yeah. Listen.
Coming from a subject matter expert that have moved this way up the ladder and has found the same thing that we found out, but we're going to use his content instead.
Exactly. Right. So we're going to use this just as... That was a bell for what you were talking about. I was looking for the bell, but I couldn't find it.
We've not used it in a while.
We've not used it in a while. But, all good. Look, let me share this page here. We're not going to go through the whole thread because it is a multi-part thread. A thread within a thread. If there was a champion of threads, I think this guy would take that crown.
So if you're on Twitter, please go ahead and follow him.
Yes.
So that you can find out more about this thread.
Yes.
Save yourself.
Yeah. Rajat Sunny with rajatsunnyfinance.com.
Yes, sir.
Here are the key points he makes. We're not going to go through all of them, but we'll definitely touch on some of the ones that we want to dive into. Here is the first fact. Most people are going to miss the biggest wealth transfer in history because they do not understand how money works. This is
facts.
Factual. People do not understand how money works. And if they did, we'll probably be on the Bitcoin standard already. If they did, BlackRock will not be scamming all of us as they are right now. If people understood money, then we'll understand that the inflation that we're dealing with right now and the reasons that the leaders have given for this inflation make no sense.
Does not connect.
If people understood money, then they'll understand that ESG is garbage. They'll understand that you cannot print money out of thin air with no responsibility and send it to another country to fight a battle that does not benefit us.
Blow it up in smokes.
If people understood money, okay, most of you are probably not living in America because you know that it's a scam. But yes, I think that this is very spot on. Go ahead.
If you understood money, you understand how money works so that you can use it in your day-to-day life in such a way that it benefits you and those around you.
Yeah.
And this video is intended to show you what money is and how it works and how to possibly allow you to get out of this box
Absolutely.
that they've put us all in.
So Rajat has 18 topics here which you want to pay attention to. Now, one other thing that he says is very important. Anyone without a plan, listen, you don't have to be on our plan. You don't have to be on a Bitcoin standard. You don't have to be on anything. You can choose anything. You can point to, it's all about, this is why the free market is, right? There should be more than one way to skin a cow. Right now, fiat is the only thing we have. There are other assets that are coming through and clearly showing to be more superior. Bitcoin is superior money. There's no question about that at this point in time.
Yep.
It's a matter of when will you realize it, or when will other people realize it? When will your family members realize it? Will your brothers, sisters, mother,
Maybe this
father?
video will help them realize it.
Hey, if you don't realize it, you're going to get priced out of everything. It's really what it seems like.
That transfer of wealth, you're just gonna miss it. That's all.
For people who are, I guess people who in my generation, age range, whatever you want to call it, are we ever going to be able to buy a house?
Oof, that's another one.
Right? Those are things you have to think about. Are we ever going to be able to afford a house like anyone before us? It's something that we all must consider because this is clear, direct impact of these things.
The system, WEF, does not want you to own a house. They just want you to rent a house and be happy.
Yeah, rent a house and be
So-called
happy. Forever give them your money, have no value, right? So anyway, I think we've definitely cemented the point.
Introduction. We open introduce this word.
We have definitely blasted the point down. If anybody did not get it, some important things that he said, right? Yeah, compound interest over time. This is one that I think is really, is very basic. Compound interest, eighth wonder of the world. More begets more. It's essentially straight up how it goes, right?
Number one rule of life.
Exactly.
I don't think it should be 8. It should be the first wonder.
The first wonder of the world.
First wonder. I mean, come on, man.
What is the first wonder of the world, though?
The fact that you were born and that you're a human being, it's a compound interest, from the sperm into the, egg, into the, the whole story, man. It's compounded.
Okay. I can see that.
It's number one.
I don't. Where is the list? Is what I'm saying. I want to see the list because I don't even remember the. I know that there's a list. I saw the list back in the day. I know the list. Like there's a list where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them is this stone which is hanging somewhere. I think it's in Egypt, and the stone is like a massive rock boulder, really, and it's just balancing on like a tip, and it's not. Yeah, but listen. I digress. So, and the whole point here is the more Bitcoin you buy, as the price moves on, right? The more beneficial that is to you. Now, the other area here that I think we would like to touch on a little bit is this idea of the dollar. And we've spoken about this at length.
I'd like to talk more about that compound interest.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we go to the money aspect. Because at the end of the day, right, that money is your energy. Compound interest talks about you taking good care of yourself on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
Increases over time. Not just you just don't wake up one day and you're this big buff guy. Right? You don't wake up one day and you just have Bitcoin or you just have money. You have to work. So the energy that you get from taking good care of yourself over a good amount of time, you can go to work, get a job, and then that energy gets transferred into money.
Yeah.
Right. But then you gotta save that money over time. You gotta manage that money over time.
Yes.
Compounded.
Yes.
Now allows you to invest in assets and all that kind of stuff. It compounds. So your decision that you make from day one adds up.
What an analogy, man. That is actually.
Take care of yourself, man. That's the first one.
Yeah. I think one thing I definitely took from that is a day at a time.
Yep.
One brick at a time. You don't build a wall by just dropping in the wall.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, man, such a powerful. That's a powerful. How you say message right there, right? All right. Well, the next thing we're spoken about is at length as well, right? This is this idea of the dollar. The dollar is a Ponzi scheme. Rajat points out as well. Okay, and we're not gonna go through this because it goes through how people invest in U.S. Treasuries and how U.S. Treasuries are being sold as this risk-free investment situation, right?
I think we should go through it. That's why we want them to understand money.
Well, here's the thing. We have many videos where we speak about money.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend that if you want to check out one of those, you definitely check out our playlist. We're going to also link some. Please check out some of those videos. It would really mean a lot to us. And I think you would definitely learn quite a bit from it.
Yep.
Because we've broken down this concept of money quite a few times. And we're going to keep doing this. Yep. But I think at least for this video, right, we're just going to touch on it on a high level. I think
soft touch.
Yeah, so I think maybe how about this? Can we talk about what a Ponzi scheme is? These assets that are being used, right, like treasuries, and advertised as risk-free, and how ultimately all of this is still ending up with the same result of debasing your value, taking away your value, right? And putting it in the pockets of the elite. Go ahead.
You take money, right? The money that you and I spend, US dollar, the strongest, supposedly strongest currency in the world, right? Is printed out of tin here. They have literally come out of
thin air,
on TV in your face,
and
said, "I wake up one morning, push a button, and the money just poof,
boom,
appears."
Yeah.
Now, if you remember number one, you have to work. Energy has to be implied before you create money.
Yeah.
But no, not US dollar. It's just come out of tin here, right? That money now goes into the treasury. They say, oh, it's a debt. US treasury bonds. We'll pay it back over X amount of time.
Who is paying it back?
Our taxes, you and I.
So you and I are paying it back. Did we agree to the debt?
No.
Okay.
Someone just woke up and did it.
All right, carry on.
Right?
Yeah.
Here comes that definition of that Ponzi scheme, right? So now they find a cunning way to tell you to go buy those bonds because it's going to have X amount of value in 3 months, in 1 year, in 2 years, in 10 years. So you go buy back your own tax money or the 10-year printed money, right? And they say they will give you back 3%, 4% back when it's due.
Yeah.
But guess what? The inflation that they have created because of that fake money that they've printed and indebted us all into is way higher than the money they say they're going to give you back. So your money literally has automatically gone poof, valueless, over a very short period of time. I'm not sure how else can I explain that.
I don't think there's any other way to explain that. Okay, let me explain this. Let me, because that is as clear as day. That is spot on. A Ponzi scheme. Look at this. Taken from the SEC's website, a Ponzi scheme is an investment fraud that pays existing investors with funds collected from new investors. Ponzi scheme organizers often promise to invest your money in and generate high returns with little to no risk. Okay, like Double O was just saying, the U.S. Treasury is one of those areas where they claim for it to be risk-free or low risk. You have bonds, right? You have ETF, mutual funds. You have gold. The list goes on of all these things that are listed as legitimate risk-free assets or alternatives to investing in things like, Tesla or whatever else you find to be more reasonable for your situation, right? So these US treasuries are marketed as providing a risk-free return on your money. If you buy them, then saving in any currency or government bonds are only risk-free if you don't understand what is actually happening to your money. And this is very true. Everyone that is in it, right? If you ask them about it, this is what is something that is worth pointing out. If you ask some of these people who are invested in these things or who manage these funds, right? Say someone who works at BlackRock or something like that, right? They're very smart people, but they're very smart at what they have been taught.
Yes.
Right. So if
I see it on Bloomberg every day.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So if you've been taught to to push a scam, whether or not you know it's a scam, you're just very effective at pushing a scam. So
the bond yield, exactly, all the stuff, the formula.
Right? They will whip up charts and by 5 minutes in, you'll be confused. You'll be like, this is so complex. I'm impressed. That's the crazy thing about it. People associate complexity with impressive in their minds. Don't get me wrong. Complexity is impressive when there is a positive outcome or value within that. But complexity can also be applied to scams, because the more difficult something is,
it's terrible.
We're going to get to those guys soon. Your time is coming.
Oh my God.
Okay, they should just relax. Ethereum people, your time is coming. Okay, so we have this thing that is it's kind of like it's not the petrodollar, the euro dollar.
Yeah,
is it? Where we have banks.
That's another old madness,
right? Where we have banks outside of the US
printing
US dollars, man. What is going on? And then the people who are in that ecospace or in that environment do not even understand how they can untangle this thing. So what the heck are we talking about? None of this makes sense. It's a bot ship or you're going to get wrecked.
So understanding money. Everybody wants to say, oh, US dollar is the global reserve system. The global reserve system is fake money. And we all believe it. We work day and night every day to acquire that global reserve system, which we are learning that is fake money. And it's only a matter of time. If everybody knows this crap and educate themselves about this crap, things are going to blow out. So they're trying to keep you quiet, maybe with the Fed now or CBDC, which will even make things worse. You know, that is why they say, oh, people ask the question, why do you want to keep inflation at 2%?
Right.
It's so that you would not find out that it's a Ponzi scheme. It's so that you okay, everything is fine, I'm surviving, you know, price increased this year, but it didn't increase that much, so it's not too bad. But in reality, though, everything is increasing.
Everything
in your
is
face.
Increasing. Yeah, it's increasing. It's an inverse manipulation type of thing where it's like you're expecting to get punched at a specific place, but you're looking for that so much that you get punched somewhere else and you don't even know what happened. Yeah.
You don't know that you're being massaged, but those massages are punched.
Exactly. It definitely works. And this is the thing. When you know that your opponent is so zeroed in, and because this is where it's crazy, right? They know that they push out this information to people, and people will be so zeroed in on like, okay, we gotta do this, we gotta invest here. Kramer said we should buy, Target now or Coca-Cola right now, so we have to buy it right now. They're zeroed in on that, so now they know you're zeroed in on that, and then now they have a plan as to how to take you out, right?
It's a cycle, man. You gotta study that cycle.
I actually regret not having this clip right now, but there's a clip out there, right? There was this guy Conor McGregor was going to fight. I forgot his name. The guy's from Brazil. This dude was a beast, absolute monster. Okay, ferocious. But this guy was so zeroed in on the fact that he must destroy Conor. But Conor was in control of the situation the whole time. Okay, I think it's like weeks before the fight. Okay, there is a video of Conor like demonstrating how he thinks this guy is going to attack him. This is so crazy. You see the video, he's demonstrating how the guy is going to attack him. So he's like moving, and then he also demonstrates himself. Like he's just showing like, yeah, he might come at me this way, and then I'm going to come back at him this way. And he just shows like, yeah, I'm going to bam, knock him out in one shot, right? Fight day comes through, bro.
Something happens.
Same thing, knocked out in like 16 seconds. The dude came in straight up like trying to attack, and Conor was just bam, exact same thing.
Folks, you must understand money if you ever want to survive the system.
Yeah, well, don't understand it, man. We'll be rich. You'll be broke. Look,
next one. Let's go to the next one.
Rajat said in this, Rajat, just supporting this again, Rajat says here, the rich get richer because they have figured out that the US dollars are fake money.
No wonder that they love the debt.
Exactly.
It's fake anyway.
It's been fake money ever since we got off the
I would just
gold
file for
standard.
bankruptcy. We'll do it again.
Actually, you know what's interesting? There was this kid on Twitter, so ridiculous, and he was actually pointing out that create a company, take debt, file bankruptcy, create another company, take debt, move on. The type, yeah, insane.
Oh,
yeah.
Something just clicked.
What is that?
My ex-business partner,
yeah,
said, "What do you give?" Because he went to Stanford. This is what Stanford teaches them, right? You never use your money to start a business.
Yeah.
Take somebody else's money. This guy literally does not care about investors' money.
Well, there is.
He doesn't care how hard you guys earn the money. Just give him the freaking money. I'll spend the money anyhow.
Wow.
If it fails, it fails. I will go start another company. That's literally what he said.
Yeah, that's not.
But that's coming out of Stanford.
Well, that is ethics. Poor ethics. I mean, I think that we can see it applied. It's all over the board. Like you said, like if you look at the guys that are they're really rotating between the White House and Wall Street, right?
Yep.
Where are they
now?
Yeah. Where are those people's ethics?
Yep.
It's right where that it's right where that guy is.
Yep.
Right. It's a mindset. It's a different group of people. They don't care about anyone else but themselves.
Yep.
And as long as they're winning,
they get wealthy. Yep.
Yeah. As long as they're winning,
off of investors' money.
Yeah. So it's like, I get it. Survival of the fittest. Do what you do, but sometimes the consequences with that, and when it hits you in the face, you also have to sit with that, right? U.S. debt, defaults, gold, and fiat currencies.
Ooh, that's a lot in one sentence.
Hey, go ahead, sir.
U.S. debt default.
Yeah.
Oh, guess what? That is just talks.
Right.
U.S. will never default. Why? Because the money is fake in the first place.
Yeah.
The debt ceiling keeps getting risen.
Yeah.
And risen.
Yeah.
Who do we own this money? We've been asking. Everybody has been asking. Do you know who we own the money?
Who is owning the money? No. It's being printed. For sure. You cannot hit a debt ceiling if you can control the debt ceiling.
And the debt, right?
Yeah.
We could not pay it off when we were on the gold standard. Because then you actually had something physical that you must acquire to pay it off.
Yeah.
So in the 70s, we were like, oh, crap. We've done this too much. Let's get off this gold standard. Let's go to the fiat standard.
Yeah.
This point, we don't have to worry about, acquiring gold and blowing up nations.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we can just print money and blow up as many nations as we want.
Yeah.
Trump style.
Exactly. Yeah. And then have them have to pay for the same artillery, essentially, that we brought to wreck their situation, and now try to
create the problem, solve the problem.
Again, if a lot of times I feel like when you look at the main product of a country, it tells you what your mission is. And in this case, the main product of the US is weapons, right? And they've used it to essentially manipulate the financial system across the globe to essentially either line their own pockets while destabilizing others and debasing their value.
I'll give you a good example.
Oh yeah,
Ukraine, right? Oh, nobody wants to admit. Guys, this is all money. You thinking it does not impact you and you don't care?
Yeah.
It does, because that Ukraine money is your tax dollars.
Yeah.
It's money that got printed that is going to impact inflation.
Yeah.
It's going to impact your value, your store of value. So now Ukraine has been messed up. We push them on. We'll give you the money, and now guess who's there trying to solve their problem? J.P. Morgan, BlackRock. They literally own the agreement to rebuild Ukraine.
Oh, they do?
Yes. They just signed that about a month ago.
Listen, man. I was trying to navigate that. Trying to navigate that description in a way that was not gonna fly in a wrong direction. But I think
get us banned by YouTube.
I'm not even worried about YouTube, man. I want to keep my job. That's what I want to do. Okay. So there are things that it's just good to be reasonable about what you say because of people you interact with. But anyway, true. But I think you actually you really helped me there with that one. that made it that moved into a better direction for sure. Bitcoin, right, is one of these things that it will always seem like we're beating a dead horse. But the fact of the matter is, there's kind of no way around it. We must be very direct about what this is, because we're all very direct about our value, right? If someone came and punched you where it hurts, they came and wrecked your bank account, hacked, stole your money, all of that stuff, I don't think you would like to be talking about it sideways or anything like that, right?
You will feel the pain.
You will feel the pain, and you will want a direct solution, right? So a lot of times, I know there's people go, oh, well, you're shilling Bitcoin and so on and so forth. Well, first of all,
because they haven't felt the pain hard enough yet.
Listen, first of all, go and look up the definition of the word shilling, okay, before you come back. Second of all, if we're shilling Bitcoin, then you are shilling a scam, because you are shilling the US dollar, which is being debased, which is being essentially managed by people who don't know what they're doing. So I don't know. I don't know what the level of insanity or stupidity on the part of someone who thinks that this is shilling is beyond something that we can understand at this point in time. We'll need some scientific research to dig deeper and understand what kind of brain these people have. Go ahead, sir.
Guess what?
What's that?
They are telling you that you're shilling Bitcoin because maybe somebody like BlackRock and Warren Buffett told them Bitcoin was evil.
True that. That is very true. That is very exactly.
Right? They didn't do their own research.
Exactly.
They just believed what they were told.
Then you also have people who were also saying that because they've probably made some bad investments and they got wrecked, but they did not do the education
in the crypto space.
Yeah, we've all gotten wrecked by investments.
Or maybe they bought Bitcoin at the top and they did not know why Bitcoin fell from the top.
Yeah,
because they did not know the economics
and they still did
of
not,
the space.
They still did not study the Bitcoin to begin with, right? Listen, Bitcoin is a way to opt out of inflation over the long term. Right now, we know that if we're looking at assets that are outperforming inflation
this year alone,
right, or have that capability to keep crushing inflation, Bitcoin is one of those. Double up this year alone.
This year alone, right? Actually, I was following up with your inflation talk.
Yeah.
There's a report that just got released because we're now entering into Q3, right? Best performing assets.
Yep.
Number one. This year alone, Bitcoin. S&P is now, gold is like number 6, like way down there. Tesla and MSTR are like number 2 or number 3.
Gold is number 6?
Gold is 6%.
What is Peter Schiff talking about on Twitter these days?
Man, Peter Schiff likes to slow dinosaur ways of life, man.
Listen, I think, look, the guy has made a lot of money. I know he does not need more money, okay? But just from a strictly economic standpoint, mathematically, sir, your investment thesis is on Bitcoin specifically, because I know on other things you're definitely on point. You definitely understand their system. You definitely understand the fiat system. You know, he's predicted crashes and all of those things like that. But on the Bitcoin front, sir, you are out of depth. The water is up to your neck. Can't hang. Go ahead.
On that Bitcoin matter, can we quickly show people real quick everything that Rajat mentioned that is actually directly connected to Bitcoin? Really quickly, because it's indirectly, it's just a quick one.
Oh yeah.
Just go to number 1.
Number one. Yeah.
So it talked about you gotta understand money. We've talked about that. We talked about the decisions that you make, the compound interest.
Yes.
We talked about the US dollar being the Ponzi scheme. Just keep going down. Just tell you guys how it's US debt system. Hey, it's a debt.
Yeah.
What do we own the money? We already know we can't pay the money back. Nixon. Forget about that.
Debasement. That was the massive debasement right there.
You can't even buy a gallon of milk for $1.77 anymore. You gotta earn more money. How do you earn more money? It's not about working hard. It's about working smart. It's about your energy that you get, that you take good care of yourself. You work, but find a way to get that money to multiply. Right? Not through going to work another job. Maybe it's a business that you start. You know, in a Bitcoin way, putting it in your own storage so that it adds value in the long term. You know, more income stream. What we're doing right now, it's a good example.
Yes, right? Absolutely.
It's something that we didn't outside of our day job to build more income.
Exactly.
You know, it adds up.
It adds up.
Rajat, if you haven't followed him by now, please do.
Absolutely. Good people, good information. It's all out there on the internet. All we have to do is engage in some reading. Okay. And I think that people will be able to find that this information is so good, so helpful for everyone to be part of, to at least participate in these things, getting involved, understanding how money works is something that we cannot get around. Okay, because if we do not understand it, I will tell you this: the next massive ploy is coming. Right,
and this is how it usually goes.
This is usually how it goes. Right? For people who have been refusing Bitcoin for the longest of time, all of a sudden, now that you have some extra cash, we'll take that, right? So, roll the clip.
Just say the fund is ESG, then we can charge way more. Oh, hold on.
Hi, I just wanted to ask you a few questions about...
Let me guess, Bitcoin. It's an index of money laundering, and there's very little interest in it right now. And thank goodness for that, because we own the planet. I care about the planet.
Hello, I'm looking to add Bitcoin exposure to my portfolio.
Well, it's your lucky day, because we just launched our Bitcoin private trust.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Scam activity.
And that is the reality of what's going on right now. If you don't know money, if you don't know how Bitcoin works, right? And then BlackRock now comes to you and say, hey, guess what? Bitcoin is fine now. We agree with it.
What has changed? Is it not bad for the environment anymore?
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, gosh.
It's great.
Yeah, I thought it was the worst thing we've ever seen.
And as a matter of fact, don't worry about buying the Bitcoin. We'll buy it for you.
We'll buy it for you.
And we'll hold it for you.
Yes.
This is because you've not done your research on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You don't know that Bitcoin says you hold and store your own value. But of course, you will join that trust or that ETF. They will charge you a management fee, gamble the money away, just like FTX did.
Right.
They make money, they don't make money, you pay a fee no matter what. You know?
Absolutely.
That is the Ponzi scheme that is currently going on that people have
Choose
accepted
to
be normal.
Yeah, that's what is becoming the norm these days. Or at least people have been brainwashed to believe that this is the move, right? So
but it's a whole system. I mean, like I was watching a video about how the old ETF and trust system works.
Right.
There's a whole institution and ecosystem around that, and it does make money. You know, the trades, the fake paper money trades that they make. You know, putting it into other markets, loaning people. The value.
Oh, I'll tell you the one. I'll tell you the one.
My goodness.
I'll tell you the one that really had me like shook and like this is all ridiculous. They have a black pool.
Yeah.
They have a black pool
on the stock market. That one is the worst part.
There is no free market, ladies and gentlemen.
Off exchange trades.
Yes, there is no free market. That in itself violates or nullifies everything that we think is the economic aspect of investing. Okay, it is really gambling, and you will win based on when a certain group of people decide so.
Hey, Brazen.
Yes, sir.
That's AMC stock.
Yeah,
we can't let that thing pop. Can you call Robinhood real quick? Tell them to freeze the sales,
man.
And then let's go ahead and move some of those shares real quick.
Yeah, definitely. Just give us a second, man. We'll call this guy and tell him to just freeze everyone's account. No selling. Okay.
SEC. I just saw that move. Oh. I'm going to fine you $3 million for you deleting those trades.
Yeah.
You guys never saw that.
That's fine.
All right, sure. $3 million. I'll take this.
You can do that.
I'll take the fee.
We'll write you a check. Okay. We'll write you a check after we have some more money printed for us. Okay. We'll just call Jerome and have him print out some more money.
Federal Reserve.
Yeah, exactly. Insane.
Yelling, oh, don't worry, no inflation. Everything is fine. Just chill.
Yeah, it's transitory.
Folks, pay attention. Learn money. Learn Bitcoin. This is very important.
Oh man, what a time to be alive. Listen, I think we're gonna wrap this one out here, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you found this very helpful. If you enjoyed this, please do not forget to check out some of our other videos on the channel. Before we go here, all right, I just want to show one more thing, and then we'll close this out here. I've actually been looking this up after you actually, because you had mentioned Bitcoin and its performance compared to everything else around it there. And my pad is being a bit slow here, but through the magic of whatever it is we do here, I'm going to send this to you, and if you just drop this in Notion, then we'll pull it up on the screen. I sent it on Check Signal, and it shows a chart of Bitcoin compared to a bunch of other things over the past decade, right? The investment of the decade. Actually, I might be able to share my iPad. No, not. I'm
not. Here right now?
I did not configure for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but we see that Bitcoin, right, compared to say Alibaba, Walmart, Johnson and Johnson, Berkshire Hathaway, Facebook, JP Morgan, Microsoft, Visa, Apple, Amazon. These are some of the most valuable companies out there. Okay. And when you look at the total return on investment for Bitcoin, it's a bit ridiculous, borderline asinine that someone can actually sit there and try to make an argument against this. I'm looking at you, Peter Schiff. Okay, I'm looking at you, Peter Schiff. Okay, look at this here.
Talking about wealth transfer, y'all. We talked about this in the intro. Wealth transfer.
Wealth transfer.
Why is Tesla, man? Come on.
Are you gonna be part of it?
Tesla should be right below Bitcoin, if not above.
Oh, how much? You know, Tesla is the enemy. I think Tesla is probably hated more than Bitcoin. It's not even on the ESG list. Now, check this out. As you can see, over the past 10 years, we're looking at a comparison with Alibaba, Walmart, Johnson and Johnson, Berkshire Hathaway. Mind you, Johnson and Johnson, this is America.
Oh, man, cancers.
You know what I mean?
All sorts of cancer.
Yeah, you know what I mean? This is capitalism darlings, man. You know what I mean? When you talk about chronic capitalism darlings, that's them right there.
But that's a way, Coke,
right?
Another cancer source.
All there, right?
Facebook and Instagram killing you guys, then pedophilia.
Controlling that brain, right? JP Morgan, Microsoft, Apple, all
money
of them.
gun.
But look at this. Alibaba, over the past 10 years, up 108%. Walmart, up 171. Johnson & Johnson, 216. 218 for Berkshire.
You know what's really cool about this, though? These guys are actually keeping up. Well, are they keeping up with inflation? 228 divided by the inflation annually over 10 years. It's barely keep. Some of them are barely keeping. No,
but that's 10 years.
Yeah, if let's say average, not the 2% that they've been lying to us.
Check this out.
Let's say inflation is about 7%.
Okay.
Average.
Okay, let's say inflation is about 7%
so
average,
that's
right?
automatically 70% gone.
Yes. You let's say inflation over the past 10 years has been 7%. 70%.
Yeah, because 10 times 7. 10 years times 7.
Yes, right. Oh, wait.
7% annually.
Oh, 7% annually.
10 years.
Yeah.
So that's 70%.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, never mind. I thought you meant you were just taking 10 years, 7% over the 10 years. Yeah. Well, look, at this point in time, if we're taking from 10 years ago to now, let's say at that point in time, inflation was 2.5%. And then right now, let's say we're sitting inflation at 10%. You take that 108 and then you subtract 10% from it.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, 7% or whatever inflation is right now. You subtract it from these numbers.
Yep.
Right? Fine, no problem. But you would have had to get in 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
And compound interest, right?
Yes.
Dollar cost average.
Yes.
Keep buying and buying and buying.
And you have to keep buying for sure because there's been periods of time when there's been a massive pullback.
Yep.
Right. And then a run back up.
Yep.
Secondly, if a stock IPO'd at $100, right, where the initial investors were already in, right, then they do a rock pull on y'all because IPO pattern, remember, it always goes down.
Pop up and then
why does it always go down? That's because some people are removing their money.
Yep, you gotta get their money out. That's the accredited investors and the VCs getting their money out of the system.
Exactly. So they get it's a rock pool. It's straight up rock pool, man.
On the retail investors.
Yes,
and
rock pool on
and the SEC says it's okay that they're protecting you.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So they get in, right? Let's say it starts at $100, right? Cool. Get in, rock pool everyone. Now the stock is hanging out at maybe $5, $10 or some garbage like that for a couple of years, right?
Oh, Cabana.
Exactly. Then people get in and then it starts moving back up. If you're taking 10 years, right? Say the stock could be older than 10 years, but you're looking over a 10-year period and that stock moves back up to, I don't know, about $100.
Yeah.
You have technically gone back up $100. You're seeing 100% gain.
Yep.
But it is 100% gain coming out of a loss.
Yep.
So if you bought it at IPO or at the beginning, depending on where you bought it in that 10 years ago, you can still make 108% and still be losing potentially minus inflation.
Some people say, oh, no, just buy dividends. You get paid in dividends.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, right. Dividends doesn't keep up with inflation.
But let's say inflation is 0 and everybody's winning.
Yeah.
the smartest people on earth, the biggest investment companies on earth are giving you over 10 years, 228%, 420%.
That's a lot of money.
An asset.
I could buy a house with that.
Exactly, right? An asset that is not managed by anyone, just the people, free markets, not manipulated.
The people's money.
9,000. No.
9 million.
9 million, bro. 150. That's essentially 9.1 million percent return. That's a long number.
Man, why was that 9 years ago, y'all? 10 years ago.
Right? 9,150,088.
That's if you're thinking if you're thinking of Bitcoin from an investment point of view, right?
Well, I mean,
from a money point of view, because Bitcoin is way more than just money.
It is way more than money, but it is also money, and that's the thing. I know Bitcoin maxis try to create this separation to make it seem like it makes them a better person, bro. It does not make you a better person, stupid ass.
You call them stupid.
It is stupid, bro, because it is you trying to make yourself seem holier than thou. You're trying to glorify yourself for no reason. Who cares? If Bitcoin makes profit today, you will become richer and you enjoy the benefits of that. Embrace it for what it is.
Biden is coming at them with those 87,000 IRS agents
because
to pay the taxes.
Here's the thing: when Bitcoin maxes are going, well, I don't want to talk about the price at all. I don't want to look at the price or anything else like that, right? But your whole mission the whole time is to get away from the price of the dollar,
from the Ponzi scheme,
which is constantly moving downward. Yes, you care about the price because you don't want the price of your money to be getting debased.
Like the fiat system.
Is it not stupid?
Will make sense.
What is stupid, man? It's basic, bro. I'm not insulting anyone. I'm saying that this idea that you don't care about the price is stupid. I'm embracing it. I need it to go up. Just not right now because I need to reload.
Because it's a cycle. It's an investment mentality.
Exactly.
So when BlackRock tells you don't buy, that's because they are still doing an analysis.
Yeah.
And once they are ready to buy, they won't tell you that. They would have bought, or they will create a bunch of FUD. Read The Intelligent Investor. It will tell you that this is what these bankers think. This is how they operate. When you see those FUD, trust me, somebody out there is buying.
Yeah. Double, I think we've inspired someone today, man. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call this one here. It's been absolutely incredible. Strong podcast. I love this. It's talking about these ideas. Let us know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts? What are your strategies? I don't think real estate is...
It does. Land has always been since the beginning of time.
Land should not be an investment. Land should just be property. Because it is stuff that you can use to create value. Whether you're having a hen house, raising cows, having a farm, having a garage.
But give it to the bankers, man. We live in the bankers' world.
Yes, but when you turn it over to the bankers, now you have this situation where we don't even know the true value of the houses, because if you remember when the post-pandemic, BlackRock was buying all of these houses, right?
Pump it up.
Okay, so if they have bought all of these houses, what is stopping them now from adjusting the prices on all these houses that they own downward?
They're not going to do that.
Why wouldn't they do that if it's going to crash your value of your house? If they can do that, crash the value of your house while increasing interest rates,
they will do that.
A lot of people are going to get flushed out, which means it's more houses that they buy. Which means tomorrow, if they wake up and they say, we don't like this neighborhood, we're debasing the value of these houses here by 50%. There is nothing you can do about it.
Oh, man. People will tell you what happened in 2008 and how a lot of black families lost all their wealth. Upper Marlboro, Atlanta, College Park. They'll tell you.
There's a reason why we try to avoid monopolies. There's very bad stuff that comes from it. Right?
The Marxism.
All right.
They call it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you found this one very interesting. Hope you found it informational and at the very least educational. Please be sure to follow us on Twitter.
Be a champion.
Yes, be a champion. Subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, leave a comment down below. We'd like to engage with y'all.
Especially if you don't believe fiat is a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to hear from you.
We want to hear from you if you think that is not a Ponzi scheme, because maybe you might realign us.
Put us in place.
Listen, man, we're just a bunch of...
I like how you said realign. It's like a car, just to go straight.
Yeah,
stay in the box.
Yes, maybe we can put us back on the box. You know what I'm saying? All I know is you cannot reach for the skies if you're only holding onto the grass.
Yep, staying in the box, not reaching out. Get out.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, please Also follow us on Spotify. All right, Brazen out.